What do you do?
Half the time I program macros.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's mostly whose fault?
Yeah, mine. That's what I'm going to say right now.
Everybody knows that's a lie. It's always user.
Dude, I already got in trouble for that shit. I'm not saying it again.
But you can't get in trouble for saying customers are fucking retarded.
I wasn't customers.
You can
coworkers.
if they're in the store.
Workers are dumb. I agree.
It doesn't help when they send out an email and the person that the email's about is on it.
Yeah, try not to include the person about the fucking A.
I almost got learned sources through work for
that's
communication in a work environment.
Wow.
You guys ready set?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome to A Topic a Month podcast, where we cover one topic a month split into weekly segments. This month's topic is Halloween, arguably the best holiday of the year, and certainly the one filled with the most costumes. Doing a little bit of Inception, our concentration is, again, not on camping, but times we've encountered something spooky, something scary, and something we can't explain. True-ish, scary stories. Eat your heart out, are you afraid of the dark? With us again tonight on a Thursday in Duluth in a bedroom that's been transformed into a recording studio because there are blankets on the wall is our lovely, loquacious literary co-host, Alan. To my right is the one, the only, the man of men who comes with a warning label telling us not to give him booze after 9 a.m., Bentley. And to my left is my wonderful wife, Kendra, who I'm trying to get brownie points with, so I haven't come up with anything super fantastic. How's that?
That's pretty good.
All right.
Awesome.
That definitely works. However,
You're still not getting that keyboard.
fuck. But first, come in, pull up a chair by the fire, and settle in, because it's time for another inconsequential ramblings with Alan.
Oh, that's me now.
Okay. Oh, yes, you can go. No, that's set. That's
Okay.
set. Yeah.
So, this one's a little more, I don't want to say unique. It's just a little...
Because they haven't been.
Feet wasn't unique.
Like they weren't unique
Or
enough.
the 10 mil.
Or the 10 mil one wasn't unique enough. This one here is plain old, straight up, weird ramblings or sayings that's been said in my house or garage
Oh, shit.
by random people.
Oh, shit.
Some people are present.
Is this rated G?
No.
Not as much as you would
right.
not as much
There's
as you
not
would
a
think.
damn thing in that garage rated
And a lot
G.
of it is just like you look at it and be like, huh. So, working on computers. The words, fuck it, format it, we'll start over. Do you know how many times that's been said?
Quite a few.
Working on carbs. What's this extra spring for? After dropping a nut in the engine of the truck, just leave the plug out. It'll come right out after the first turnover. Working with Paul when the ratchet malfunctions. It's the first day with a new tool. There's the right way, the wrong way, and then there's Paul's way of doing things. Most of the time, that's the wrong fucking way. Let's try it again. Shit, I dropped the nut. Don't worry. We have extra. I'm trying to figure out where.
Yeah, we still
Yes.
haven't found the extra.
Still
you
haven't
keep saying
found
they're
it.
there, but they're not where I find them.
Don't worry, man. There's nothing in here you can break. Except for your eyes. And then you'll be known as a one-eyed pirate. Named Jack.
Okay.
Honest to God. Oh, fuck. But don't worry. Pirate Jack-Off will be coming later. You know there's a C-store in...
Sultry.
Yeah. You know there's a C-store in Missouri called the Come and Go. I'm not allowed in there anymore. I was at a bar and the song Come On Eileen came on. I was shortly escorted out and asked not to come back again. I found that pretty funny as well. Talking to the dog. Oh yeah, your life's really rough.
You motherfucker. Boo. God damn it.
That was actually said here.
I said that in confidence, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. That's about it, actually. That's all I have. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I mean, the other ones were, how the fuck? They're small hands. Fuck it.
Small hands. How did they fit these carbs in this small
Fucking
area?
Japanese bike.
Fucking Japanese bike.
That gets sent all the
Oh no,
goddamn time.
they're Kenyans.
Or
the other ones.
They're Kanye cups.
They're Kanye's.
Does he know
Yeah,
about
no.
this?
Yeah, seriously, like weird things that have been said in my garage. Hey, hand me that 9mm impact. How about I give you an impact with a 9mm? And I threw a wrench down the engine bay.
I got one you missed.
Did I?
Yeah, I'm gonna paint the scene though.
Okay.
Because it's good. Here's Alan leaning over the motorcycle. Here's me across the room opening a drawer, standing there for 30 seconds and going, Alan! He goes, yeah, but when did we get mice? This was after opening the drawer next to it and wondering, why is there a big-ass ball of lint in this one? What the fuck?
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up.
It was one of those like you see in the movie. They open it and they don't react for like 10 seconds while they process it. You could see the gears. I'm just standing there like, what the fuck?
I was trying to figure out what the fuck he was
Why
doing
is
over
this
there.
shit moving? They're
little
like
baby
yeah, they're
mice.
like that big. They're the size of the bolts of the drawer they're in.
Yeah, if you
So I
guys
couldn't
have
figure out
watched,
why they were moving.
Donnie Darko, that those are feces, is
Yeah?
what they call them. Yes, baby mice. Yeah, nobody's seen
Awesome.
Donnie Darko.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, you guys are killing me. I know my wife
So,
hasn't.
my apologies for not being any well prepared for this month's rambling.
This month,
This week's rambling.
weekly.
Sorry.
Well, that's all right, but
You do what you
50
can.
lashings.
Woohoo. By Captain Jack? By Captain One-Eyed Jack Mehoff?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, are the lashings in the front or the rear?
Both. 25 each, motherfucker.
Hey.
Fuck right.
Getting
I'm out-
sultry and
Man, I'm
sexy.
getting like off like 6 times here.
I mean, your bottle already did.
I know. I was so excited.
Well, let's get a
Anyway.
little bit more on
Yes.
topic. So our episode today is going to be on true-ish scary stories, or just scary stories that have happened to us personally. I've got a couple, but I don't think they're really going to hold a candle to really much of anything. So, should we do clockwise rotation?
Well, that puts your wife first.
It does.
Oh, shit.
Wap.
Take it as a
Sad
compliment. That means you're the
trombone.
12. Highest number.
Hooray!
Wait a minute. That's not 12. That'd be 9. He sits at the bottom.
I'm a 6.
At the best.
He's a
on
solid
your,
6.
On your best day, you're a solid 6.
Cleaned up and in a tux. I'm a solid 6.5 if I smell pretty, but normally I smell like old cheese and fart.
Well, that's a good smell.
The half is only if he didn't.
To
roll
her,
around
it's a
before
good
getting
smell. To everybody else, it is.
Are you used to his bodily smells?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm
Hey.
sorry.
Jeez.
Yeah, does he smell like Guinness anymore? Because he had that unique odor of Guinness in the background every once in a while.
Potato.
Yeah, potato and Guinness.
I think Guinness was because he was getting ripped before being around you.
You have to be.
I know.
I got to go near Heisman. I'm going to crack this one, and this one, and this one. I got 2 minutes.
We'll just
Go.
see what happens.
You should see all the track marks I got on my left arm, man.
They spell out his last name.
Heisman.
So let's hear it. Let's
hear it.
Come on.
Why are we going in an actual direction? Nothing here ever goes in direction.
Well, why not get up on the mic?
You gotta,
Nothing.
there.
And now he's sticking it in her face.
This is getting mildly erotic.
Somebody
Yet.
else can go first.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
Heisman,
Well,
you're next.
You're up. You're
I'm
up.
up. I'm up for the deal
All right.
on
How,
this one.
how old are you when this happens?
We were roughly.
This was fucking last week.
I was going to say that. Well, this one isn't really too scary.
He was
it's
on his
like,
way in.
No, this one wasn't really scary, but like really mind-boggling, and it always takes place, which is really funny, out at this place that we've always been camping at.
Why do you keep going there?
Because it's fucking amazing. Because weird shit keeps happening, and I can't understand it.
Yeah, he gets stoned and weird shit happens. What
No,
more does he
actually,
want
no. This
camping?
one here,
Weird.
this is really funny. Actually, I was not at the time that this happened.
All right, he was wasted.
The night before, I was drinking only a few because we got out there kind of late. And like I said, I've been camping at this place for years. It's basically a peninsula, but we always call it camping on the island. And it's because there's marshland behind it, so I classify it as an island. Anyway, there's me and 3 of my friends. We're all camping, and I wake up in the morning and I start making some coffee. And I'm standing there and I'm looking over the lake. And if you can picture this in your head, you're on the end of a peninsula, basically on the point of a peninsula. And I'm looking over the lake, and the lake is fucking glass. Just straight
nice and
glass.
serene in the
right?
morning. Pretty.
Never seen that before on this because it's a fucking river. Okay, where the area is,
The
it's
lake
just
is a river.
The really widened part of the river, so they call it a lake. Technically, it's a river, but it's a lake. They put a dam on it. They turned it into a lake.
Oh, I see.
So you see, yeah, out in Gordon. All right, I've never seen the lake so glassy in my life. Which right there, you should know something's up. Bear in mind, no wind whatsoever, hence the glass on the water. Okay, that's cool. It's about 7-ish in the morning. Not a sound coming out of this place, which is weird because there's birds and shit everywhere. All of a sudden, this fog bank starts rolling in from like the south edge here, and it's just kind of rolling over the lake, just a little bit kind of coolly rolling. I'm like, that's kind of cool looking. Now, I had wandered into the lake a little bit. I'm about knee-high in the water, and I'm smoking a cigarette. And I look over to my right, and another fog bank is rolling in on the opposite side.
You ever seen The Mist? Because fuck that.
Oh, this is where it gets kind of funky. So as it's rolling over itself from both ways, it kind of merges in the middle, and right before it merges, you can see these horses come out of the fog. No joke. I'm not making this shit up. Like from shoulders back, horses running in the fog. Okay, I thought maybe I was still fucked up from the night before, but I'm like, I didn't drink that much, so I know I'm not still drunk. And it rolls up and it merges together, goes all the way down the lake. Basically, you can see it. It looks like horses running away in the distance, and the fog rolling up. And they get up over this, and the thing just literally kind of poofs and fades off in a matter of speaking. It was a really short time, 10, 12 seconds. And then, like, nothing again. Complete stillness. And then just straight up glass water and everything. Now, bear in mind, if I wasn't standing in the water, I'd probably be peeing myself. Okay, by watching this, all right?
That's the best time, too, right?
Right? I'm in the water. I'm like, I might as well whisk myself because I'm already there. I can
Nobody's gonna know.
Nobody's going to know. I'm just going to dunk into the water and we'll be good.
Just dip it in.
Just dip it in and we'll do it as well, all right? I have never been freaked out so much in my fucking life. I literally had to get high to make sense of this one, okay? All right? That is one of the weirdest things that's ever happened out there. I mean, it's just this weird... And then as soon as, like, everything kind of blanked away, all of a sudden, just poof, wind out of nowhere. And then no wind. And then back to glass again. It was the weirdest shit. Now, like I said, I've camped here my entire life. I know the whole backstory behind this place. The area that we were in is actually the camping grounds of an old, like, Native American tribe that used to, like, camp and hunt around that entire area. I think it's just amazingly coincidental that horses are running in here, and we're talking about Native Americans. I'm freaking out. Okay, man. Yeah, and that's not the weirdest part. You ever hear me joke about the Jarra bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who?
You haven't. The Jarra bird is a large native bird. It's a meat eater. It's known to take small children away. Well, we always tell the new guy when we go camping to look out for the Jarra bird. So we're fucking around, all right? Excuse me. And where you camp, there's like a kind of an open spot, and it's surrounded by trees. Well, this open spot is probably 25 feet across, so when the sun is on, it's wide open. It's nice and sunny. And all of a sudden, we just hear this weird fucking noise. It comes over the top of the trees, and none of us are looking up at the time, which is probably going to help us in the long run here. We're looking at the ground, and we're watching the shadow go across this big open spot. And we look up, and there's nothing there. I'm freaking the fuck out again.
Was this before or after the high part?
Straight sober the whole way.
So you just need to stay high.
I think that's what it is. I think we just need to stay high. But
Okay.
being that said, we were high the night before, and we did figure out time travel. Yes, we narrowed it down.
Oh, I know this story.
Yes.
I know this story. This
Yes.
is a good story.
Yes, we narrowed it down after a dime bag's worth of weed and maybe a little more.
Yeah.
We figured out that if we had the funding, we could make time travel. Nobody's going to back us on this
I'm
one.
pretty sure they were just going to buy more weed.
Yeah, pretty well.
That's a good way to time travel.
Man, it's like the 80s now.
Fucking what time is it? It's yesterday.
Yesterday, man. So like I said, that was a little weird. Like, there's some weird shit happens out there, but we can't figure it out. My cousin, who was out there at the time, we did figure what this one was out. He was out there camping with a couple of friends, and he heard this noise. I hope it picks it up. Hang on, maybe we can figure it out here. I'll turn the volume all the way up.
What the fuck is that?
That's a noise from the peninsula. This is the weird shit that it happens out here. We figured out what it was. It was actually a deer. Deer make this weird noise, and it's just this fucked up sound, and it alerts everything that it hears in about 20-mile radius. You know.
Man, yeah, if you wouldn't know what that would be, and I wouldn't because I don't go into the woods because scary things are in the woods, hence that,
Yeah.
Like, noping the fuck out of there.
Yep.
Oh, but
Well,
could you imagine hearing it the first time and actually seeing what's making the noise, though?
You're like, you sound stupid.
I know, right? And it's like the weirdest shit always happens out at these funny places, like, there's a whole bunch of weird ones. I mean, we've always, I've got other stories that I'm going to bring up, not that actually happened, but like, ooh, scary ghost stories, kind of funny things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like the weirdest things happen that I've seen that cannot be explained by science. All right, and I don't know if it's because, like, I know a few of them I was not intoxicated or under the influence of anything.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
No.
Allegedly.
No. There's a lot of times that I've seen shit that I was
I gave
not
him some
high.
brownies, all right? Leave me alone.
I thought they were good, so I ate them all.
They were good.
Not supposed to eat them
Fucker.
all, apparently. You're only supposed to
No,
have, like,
not all.
one.
You're only supposed to, one. Like,
Yeah,
maybe
I
half
just,
of one.
like when I sold my car to
Now,
Peter
hold on.
Cottontail,
Are we
you
talking
know?
like skinny guy one or fat guy one?
Well, yeah, I suppose. Okay.
Because fat guy one is like a
Fair
4x4 square. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
care who you
pulling
are.
that pan out of the oven and I'm sitting down with a fork.
Right. Goddamn right.
Well, it's still warm, motherfucker.
It's still warm,
Oh,
fucker.
yeah,
Glass
warm
of milk,
and
gooey on the
Oh,
inside,
so
you know,
good.
just like, anyway.
Get the little crunch around the edge.
Just wipe it on your face.
Fuck, now I'm hungry.
I know, right? Me too.
God damn it.
So yeah, there's some weird ones, so I'll pass the chair along, and then we'll keep going with back into the weird ones
Yeah,
again.
shit.
what do we got here, Bentley?
well-
I guess you got some scary stories to tell.
The scariest thing I can
What
think
I
of
can
when
do-
I was a kid was when I was coming back. My parents split up when I was really young. And I was living with my dad for a good chunk of like elementary school between 2nd and 4th grade. Well, a couple years. And we were coming back here one night, and it was real late. It's before they turned the highway into a 4-lane on the way out of town out of Superior. So it was all just like constant semis pulling the car into the other lane and shit.
Yeah.
And, it's real late. I was, probably, this might actually even have been before 2nd grade. It might have been before I came back here. Real little kid. And, he's listening to old rock, and he's got this old rock song that just started. And there's this storm brewing, and the car's getting pulled around, and it just starts pouring. And it's this rock song from when they went through, like, the electronic phase in, like, the late 70s, 80s. And it just, you probably know what song it is. I still don't know, but it sounds like an alien abduction for, like, 2 minutes in the beginning. It's like Rush or something. I don't know what the hell it is.
Rush.
It's like,
Yeah, pick a Rush or a Pink Floyd song from the 80s.
and like all this shit. And all I'm thinking as a kid is, I'm going to fucking die. Aliens are going to get me.
Man, aliens, I know, scary.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
like
Fuck
the
that.
truck's moving and this storm came out of nowhere and now there's fucking sci-fi sounds on
You're
the
just
radio.
waiting for the big beam of light
I'm-
to come down and shine the whole fuck out.
I was in the back seat under a fucking blanket, man. I was like, I'm not having none of this. Like
pretty good,
fucking
man.
first grade, just like, fuck no, I don't want to go. That's pretty much the worst I've had, though.
We're laughing at your fear.
It's fucking hilarious now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
now you think back and you laugh on it.
yeah,
you know?
unless I'm out in the county and that song comes on at night, then I'm not so happy.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Still.
How about a not so scary moment? But we're driving back from Foxborough one night in his old crappy truck. He goes to click his bright lights on and pushes the fucking switch through the floor, shuts the lights off, going 60 miles an hour down the road. Fuck, we're all gonna die.
That's definitely a true story and definitely fucking terrifying.
That's actually further down the list. I forgot the light part, though. My part was running out of gas.
Oh fuck yes.
Didn't have a license. Didn't have insurance. I run out of gas in a truck that's a stick that I barely know how to drive on the uphill slant of this road. And I coast off to the shoulder. Cop pulls up 8 feet behind me. Lets us use his cell phone to call our buddy Seth. Well, buddy at the time.
Yeah. Not
To
so
come
much
get us
anymore.
gas.
Right.
Right? So I'm on the cell phone, and I'm trying to stress to Seth because he drives like an idiot.
And he's got a
Seth,
loud truck.
This nice officer is letting me borrow his phone. Can you bring me some gas? So Seth comes out, get the gas. Seth takes off. Cop's like, I'm just going to wait and make sure your truck gets running. I'm like, no, please, no.
Please, for the love
You
of
please
God.
move
I
backwards.
say to Al, I'm like, Al, you got your freaking CDL getting this truck. He's like, no, he watched you get out of the driver's seat. You need to get in the driver's seat. I'm like, fuck you, Al.
Hello.
Fucking. Oh.
Wait. What kind of truck are we talking about? A semi-truck?
F-
No, it's a
F-150.
fucking
But,
F-150.
I wasn't
okay.
driving. It was like I had taken it. It was my truck. I never got my license at this point. Didn't have insurance. Barely knew how to drive stick, and all I'm seeing in my head is I'm gonna spit 2 rooster tails on this squad. Just
all the
fucking
dirt
gravel,
and rock,
and I'm just gonna have to peg it. I'm not gonna stop again. He didn't
wait till you get to the top of the hill and then stop again. There,
Yeah,
it makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Hey, wait till I get to the top of the hill and try to hit the high beams. He'll never find me.
Oh yeah. So how about you there, Pinky Magoo?
Fuck, I only got 2 that I think really. One of them more so than the other one. So when I was 12, I want to say maybe 11, maybe 10.
So like 3 years before puberty got you.
3. Still changing.
Right? I can't help it.
I can't help it. It's not my fault.
That'd be funnier if that cold wasn't already doing that to us.
Yeah, right. Fuck. This is very true.
So my grandma lived in Elk River, and they had a plot of land. It was about 14 acres, and it was all woods. It was right next to the Elk River, and it was down in a valley right off of Main Street. So my grandmother lived across the actual 14 acres from my other grandmother on my dad's side, and my parents were at that home fixing something on it, doing something with, I don't know, electrical, plumbing, or siding or something. I don't know what the hell it was. And fuck going through the woods when you're 10 on your bike. Like, all right, well, I'm going to pedal up the really long driveway and come to Main Street and just take the long way around because I can fucking see what's going on because there's light and not death. So I get to the very top of it, and it's not it's relatively dark out, but the night is really clear. The moon's not really bright or anything. And I look up and I see a moving light going across the sky. I'm like, oh, cool, it's a satellite or a comet or an asteroid or something fucking sweet. I don't know what it is. And it stops.
Oh, shit.
Seriously, swear to something. It stops, and then it moves back the way it came.
Ooh.
It gets better. It stops again, like freezes mid-flight, and then just
Gone,
like zips off.
Yep.
Like, oh, I'm gonna die. I have not pedaled fucking faster in my entire life. The hair on the back of the neck was standing up. I just about shit my pants. I'm looking at it like, this is it.
I'm gonna die.
I'm only 10. I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die, motherfucker.
Pedal as fast as you can down the road and get to the other grandma's house and just like, all right, we need to go. I gotta go. It was fucking terrifying. I still can't explain it. So it's an unidentified flying object. I mean, it could have been a satellite. It could have been something or whatever it was. But yeah, that weird retrograde thing, and then it just shoots off as fast as possible. Like,
I know what it was.
You don't know.
It wasn't.
You got your funding in the future, and you fucked him up with a drone.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go back in time.
Damn right. Here we go.
You son of a bitch.
Like, fuck you, Aiden.
That's the banner. He didn't get to see the
He didn't get to see the banner. It was really dark. He couldn't see the banner. It says, fuck you, Aiden. I will. I'll send another one back. Then we'll have to change this podcast. So
Yeah.
all of a sudden, he's going to have a reoccurring nightmare. Fuck you, Aiden. What the fuck does that mean?
Love Heisman.
What the fuck's a Heisman? You know?
Why does the trophy hate me?
Yeah. What's a Heisman? Shut the fuck up, Aiden.
I don't understand.
I don't get it. You will. You know? Out of nowhere, Shadow. You will. Poker.
Poking me with a stick from behind the tree.
Fucking monkey.
That's fucked up, though.
Man.
That's pretty
Like,
screwed up.
it is not. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was just it was literally the
especially when
scariest
you're
thing.
10.
Yeah, when you're 10,
Yeah, I
everything
mean-
your brain goes in every direction, especially at night. But the night thing is it's the human.
Oh, shit. You reminded me of something.
It's actually the whole afraid of the
fuck
dark.
yeah.
And
I still run through the house when I turn all the lights
Are you
off. I run
serious?
upstairs as fast as I can.
You know- but you know-
I'm like,
from the
somebody
basement.
have a fucking
Yeah.
sniper looking through
Well,
my
you know what?
windows.
You know
I'm
what it
like,
is. Well, don't
upstairs
mind
so
it. Don't
fucking
mind that.
fast.
Don't mind that. It's just me.
It's not a sniper scope. It's got a
not
camera
sniper
attached.
scope. It's got a camera on it. You're okay.
And
No,
you
but-
really only need to worry in bathroom and bedroom.
Yeah, that's the only two places. Yeah,
That's
the
what
rest
he's watching for.
Yeah, no, and it's really weird, but that's actually a primeval thing. Like when humans were still not human enough. They were, because the predators come out at night, and it's been ingrained in all this genetic memory. Like, like you know how animals are born to walk because they're not high on the priority or high on the food chain.
We're born to be the fuck afraid.
We're born
shit.
to be afraid of the night because 1, we can't see very well at night, and 2, big things come out at night and it scares the shit out of us.
Yeah, it's better to run than to assume that it's something cuddly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, never assume that it's going to be a fucking gummy bear coming at you. Assume that it's going to be anything but that.
I got something for
Gummy
that.
bear with a hatchet.
Yeah, there we go.
What the hell? What the fuck
Oh, but you're so delicious.
Either of you guys ever had the sleep paralysis thing?
Oh yeah.
Not yet, and I don't
God
want it.
damn, that's horrible.
That half
sounds
and half where
terrifying.
you're kind of awake but you can't move.
You're awake enough you can move your eyes and look around. That's it. Like nothing else works. And when I had it, I still lived on frickin' Stinson.
Oh, God.
So semis kept going by and rattling the whole
Yes.
house. I laid there for what felt like fucking hours expecting the house to fall down or something.
Fuck, yeah, exactly.
It was
Earthquake in
horrible.
Upper Wisconsin, get the biggest earthquake ever and
No, there
knock
was
your
a-
house down.
Didn't need an earthquake. The fucking road was sinking in. They'd go by with a trailer full of gas and the whole house would shake.
This is true.
Yeah, man. Not known. Sleep
It's
paralysis.
not fun.
Unless you actually know what it is and you wake up and you can't move and you're like, okay, it's just sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
I hope nobody comes in right now.
Nobody
I'm
comes
gonna die.
Because my hand's on my dick, so
That's I hope that's as big of an erection as I think.
I think it is. Damn right. Yeah.
What are you looking at me for? What?
Is he poking you in the back with the service tray? Is what's happening?
No,
here?
he's the one where,
He gets sleep
living
paralysis.
at mom's house and he's out there playing with himself, sleeping on the couch in the middle of the house.
Sleeping.
Well, you can't control it if you're
Yeah, I mean,
sleeping.
Yeah.
Here's a
Go
fun.
to
Speaking
the
about,
bed and bedroom.
well, then you're sleeping and jerking off there. I mean,
Well, at least he's not on the couch
You
where
tell
mom's gonna walk
Hey,
out.
tell him
and
that.
gotta
How many
swing
times
around.
How many times did you wake him up and be like, "Go in there and jerk off"?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks for helping.
Why
Wyatt.
didn't you just grab it and help him? Because $20 is he'll wake the fuck up. There you go.
I'm
Try that
sleeping,
next time.
don't fucking bother me.
Don't bother
Why
me.
didn't she grab it and help him? And her mom's just over there like, fucking A. I wonder why she didn't, Heisman. He's in the living room.
Wow.
And
Oprah's
there's-
on. She's already disappointed.
Yeah.
And there's a scary story my mom would tell.
Your mom would tell. Yes, exactly.
I'm sure your mom had plenty of scary stories.
Here's a fun one for you. This is talking about like sleeping and like sleep paralysis and dreaming kind of a thing. I don't know if anybody can control their dreams at all, but if you know
Very
that you're dreaming,
rarely.
if you know that you're dreaming, it's easier to control it. And what's really funny is I'm sitting around a table just like this, talking with people. We're playing a card game or something. I have no idea who these people are in my mind right now, but I know them. They're familiar to me.
Right.
And we're sitting there, and sure as shit, my alarm clock starts going off. Now I'm having a conversation with these people, and I literally stop, and I got a good hand. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, guys, we're gonna have to pick this up next week. I have to get up and go to work. And I lean over in my dream and I flip the switch, and at the same time I'm flipping the switch and leaning up and getting out of bed.
Yep.
You want to talk about fucking fun? Like, what the fuck
it
was
is
that?
weird.
You know? Yeah.
I've had it a couple of times where you wake up when you're in the dream.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, I'm dreaming. Oh.
Oh,
Damn it.
Fuck, I'm dreaming.
I'm awake.
I'm awake now.
I've had where I've like woken up in a dream, but I can't do anything like to change the course of it. Like I wake up, I'm like, none of this makes any goddamn sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have the same scary dream all the time. You know what's
Yeah.
going to happen, but you just can't do shit
You can't
about
stop
it.
nothing. Yeah,
It's so dumb. It's like
it's like
seeing
watching a
bad
shitty
movie.
horror movie. Yeah,
I got one.
And enter killer.
Yep.
Click.
and
There
you're
it
like,
is.
fuck. I don't want to go to the basement. I'm in the goddamn
Oh,
basement.
fuck, I'm in the basement. How did I get here? I actually have one kind of like that, and it's been reoccurring, give or take, the last 20 years or so. But it started right when I was about 11 years old, and it's the dumbest fucking dream I ever had in my life. And it's actually like a progression of, quote-unquote, me from a smaller child to a middle-aged person. And after a bunch of years, I got into dream interpretation, and I I studied a bunch of, like, ways how to do it and like how to anticipate when you're in the dream and realize that you're in a dream, and then you realize how to control the dream after that. And what's really funny is when you're in a dream and you realize it's a dream, you can pull yourself out of the dream and watch it from a different view almost.
Yeah, get that third
Get
person
that
going.
third person view on it. It's fucked up. Look at the look on your face. You see that?
That's messed up.
This is what people I try to explain it to, and that's the look I get all the time.
Yeah,
I
but
get
it's,
that.
it's a
You get
dream,
that
so
with
it's like
everything,
your
though.
entire. You can do whatever
You can do whatever you
in it.
want, and it's a long.
It's like having an imagination.
It's exactly. It's a long drawn out dream, but all I can tell you that is I keep dying and I don't know why. You know.
I can't cross over to that point.
I'm
I'm just
fucking-
always like, this is making no goddamn sense. I must be dreaming again.
Yep.
Fucking shit.
Yep, and then what it is, it's actually your conscious and your subconscious battling for control of your brain.
Yeah.
And once you realize that you're in the dream, your conscious takes over. Your conscious mind takes over, so now your subconscious and your unconscious, it gets pushed down to the bottom.
That's my bad. Sorry.
Okay. Somebody needs something there. Anyway, and it gets pushed away, and automatically you wake up from it. That's why you wake up from dreams, because your conscious realizes that, and it's like, fuck, we're fighting. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
The worst one I get like that, and I get this probably every 3 months, I get really bad leg cramps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have like a period of like 3 days where like right behind my shin just locks up. And it always starts when I'm sleeping. Because I'll sleep and I'll bend my foot out straight.
Oh, yes.
And so that tightens it all up.
Yeah,
so
you
then
get like
I'll
a
be
weird Charlie horse.
Yeah, I'll be in the middle of dreaming and I'll just look down and I'll be like, why does my fucking leg hurt?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like grabbing it, and then I'll wake up like holding my leg screaming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I've had to tell neighbors, don't worry, I'm not dying.
I'm not actually dying.
The wife, every time she wakes up, she's like, are you okay? Are you okay? Let me rub it. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone.
Nothing personal. Just get the fuck off me, you know?
Stop touching me.
Stop touching me, woman. Anyway, yeah. But that's just some weird shit that your brain can do, and that's what the problem with, like, when people see ghosts and people see apparitions, and their brain can't comprehend what they're seeing. So they're like if I see something and I'd only see part of it, my brain fills out the rest. You know what it could be.
That's like the things where you're like reading, and here's all the letters, but they're not in the right order, but you're still reading it. Your
Yes.
brain is filling it in.
Your brain is filling it in to make the letters, and that's exactly what you do when people see ghosts. Now, I've seen some shit that cannot be explained. I've said this
seen some
before.
shit.
I've seen some shit here, okay? You know, and like I cannot explain it. I mean, granted,
Like
the one time,
out-of-body experience.
out-of-body experience is entirely different. Now, you can do that.
You started him. You started him down this road.
Yeah, you can do that, but it's really difficult. That's a different subject altogether. We're talking about
Well,
scary
about when
shit.
you don't want it.
He needs
Well,
burritos.
what you do is you have to realize that you're doing it, and you have to find your body and sit back down into it. It sounds really stupid, but that's the whole cure for it.
It doesn't help when you go straight to another state.
You better start hitchhiking. You know?
God damn it.
But once you're in the out of body experience, you're basically turning your soul into what would you classify it? Energy. You
Yeah.
can do anything, go anywhere, and do things like that. So if you know where you need to be, focus on the point where you last were, and you'll find yourself, and you'll be right back to where you were. No shit, it actually works.
And you'll find yourself.
You will find yourself, and the truth.
And you will find
Will
yourself.
set
Okay,
you
back
free.
back to stories.
Yes.
You've got to have the
Yeah.
scary story.
Come on,
honey.
you gotta have a weird one. I met this kid named Aiden,
Yeah.
and he just kept following me around.
Dude wouldn't leave me alone.
ending.
The only one I can really think of. Well,
I mean, the jerk off one was kind of scary. So
For you.
the only one I
So
really
far.
yeah,
had when I was a kid was laying in bed one night trying to go to sleep, and I could hear footsteps coming up the stairs, and nobody came up.
And
the
nobody
stairs.
comes upstairs.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's my wife has one. She sees it's almost like an apparition. It's a ghost of a kid bouncing a ball. Wherever she goes, the kid follows her. Like whatever place she lives in, the kid is always bouncing a ball either down the stairs. And I know, right? It's weird. And she sees him everywhere. Not like physically manifesting, but she sees him. You know, weird things like that. Like our house is creaky as hell because it's 150,000 years old, and the wind blows just right, and the whole house goes, and then there's pops, and it's like, what the fuck?
and you're giving me shit for thinking when I'm paralyzed that the house is gonna fall in.
You're paralyzed.
About earthquakes.
You're
Your house
paralyzed.
moves in the fucking wind, Heisman.
But I was awake. All
That
right?
don't mean fuck all.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, okay. So we can get back into the weird, scary story things here. But that, you know, the whole footsteps under the bed. You know, in fact, Doctor Who did an entire episode about when you sit exactly.
Yeah,
When
that guy.
that guy. When you put your feet down from the edge of the bed, everybody's had this dream. When you're getting out of bed and you lean over the edge of the bed and you put your feet down on the floor, something grabs you from underneath the bed. Everybody has that dream.
No, I haven't, but now I will.
Yeah, thanks,
you will.
Dick.
You have in the past,
The
but
one
you've
that
forgotten
I
about
really
it.
have is like right when I'm starting to fall asleep, I feel like I'm falling through a hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
The drop.
Yes.
Yes, the
And
drop
then I'm
feeling.
like-
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's another one.
That's the worst
That's
one.
one of the
God
worst ones.
damn it, I was just
what the
about to fall
Right? Because like your heart goes from resting to
Yeah.
Yep, to instant. So it's
Yeah.
instant things. Anyway, so we can get on to the whole story factor of stuff.
I got a ghost one since you brought up
Okay, yeah,
ghosts.
absolutely.
The hotel I used to work at,
Yeah.
the one in Superior,
Yeah,
that got half torn down.
Yeah.
There was a little girl there that we all described down to clothes that we did not talk to each other about that would just pop up
Yeah.
in the lobby, just out of the blue.
Random. Yep.
This little girl in a dress.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
Speaking of
hotel is
that-
this?
It doesn't
it's
exist
gone.
anymore.
Yeah, it was the
Oh.
Days Inn over in
Was it
Superior.
Days and-
And I worked overnights, so and then it like I was even still seeing it when I was running the place after when I would cover a shift on like an overnight shift or something. I would like round the corner, I would see her, I'd be like, nope, and I'd go back in my office, and then I'd look at the camera and be like, there's fucking nothing there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Nah.
The only other one that I have is from Sven's.
I don't think I know this one. I think you've told me
Pretty sure
before.
I've told you this one.
Well, tell me again.
Did you
Well,
work at
at-
Sven's?
Yeah, that's where we
Yeah,
met.
Oh
at
no
Sven's.
fucking way! Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you met over pizza.
yeah. Now he wants pizza.
No, we work together.
I want.
Yeah.
I want pizza.
But there was always that, I don't know if Dagmar or whoever told me about it, there was always a guy that was seen at Sven's.
Yeah.
And he'd be sitting in the seat with the table in front of the window. Always in the same fucking
Yep.
chair.
Yep.
And they'd actually have servers go up there and ask him to order. Like, that's how...
Like you would
Real
clear
it was.
That's okay. Perfect. So that's
servers
true
would actually
manifestation.
go up there and ask him to order, and he'd just like look at him and
Oh,
then
wow.
turn around. And there was weird shit that would
Oh
happen.
my
Like I'd be
God,
doing
that's so
dishes,
cool.
and weird shit would fall off the shelves,
Yep.
like from up high that
Where it
shouldn't
shouldn't.
be falling down.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Shit would fall down and fly, and you know, feel like it's flying at me when you're
Exactly.
doing the dishes.
Yeah, when you do the dishes, yeah.
And there was one fucking night I almost ran out the door because
That's
I
gotta
was
be
out
good.
counting my cash drawer.
Yep.
And there was another employee, but he was probably, I don't know, 20 feet away from me
Yeah.
doing his own thing over there. And I'm counting my drawer, and I felt
Yeah. Yep.
somebody tapped on my shoulder, and I thought it was the other employee
Yeah.
going to ask me a question or something, and I turned around, and nobody's there.
Nobody's
He's
there.
over there
Oh,
just
fuck.
doing his own thing,
Yeah,
and I
it's
was
like-
like
Nope.
all my hair stood
Yep.
up and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
I'm like, somebody legitimately just
Yep.
tapped me. It wasn't like a light. It was like a,
Like a-
hey, you.
like, hey, you.
tap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was
He-
like, fuck no. I'm
He
out.
was just waiting for you guys to burn that pizza to death so he could get a fucking slice.
Yeah.
I know, right? Must
Stick
have been.
Comes
Under
out
the
his
table.
charcoal.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
As
man.
long as, and that's the thing. As long as you acknowledge ghosts' presence, like they don't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of nice.
my mom has a ghost story.
Bigfoot told me that.
Did he? How's he doing?
Well, here's the thing.
Bigfoot told you.
Thousands of people have seen Bigfoot. Okay, a lot of people have seen it. Would he be? Are his feet proportionate to his body? And would he get offended if we call him Bigfoot? Think about it.
Damn it! Now I'm just thinking about Bigfoot's dick. I fucking hate you.
Thanks.
God damn it!
Now Hayden's thinking
Do you
about
yeah,
think that's
you're welcome.
Fuck ass.
Proportional, motherfucker. God damn it!
Oh my god.
Okay, so let's get into some real stories here. Not real stories, some
truish
some
stories.
truish
Some other
stories. Now,
scary stories,
everybody has a cousin whose friend this has always happened to them. This is where all those scary stories. My cousin's friend, dude. You know, that's how they all start.
Yeah.
There's always one. There's two renditions of this one. Guy is driving down a road in the middle of the night, dark out. Sees a girl hitchhiking on the side of the road, picks her up. Everybody knows this story. There's two different versions of it. Don't you fucking dare.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Now, you've heard this one. So,
It's a little harder to get out now, isn't it?
fucker, you're fucking screwed. Anyway, so the guy's driving down the road, and he sees a girl hitchhiking on the side of the road. So, being a gentleman back in the day where you could pick up hitchhikers and not worry about getting stabbed.
I got that story too.
I know, right?
Not the stab part.
Not the
the
stab
hitchhiker.
part. Fuck you, Aiden. Sorry, I didn't really mean to shut that so hard. And and he picks the girl up, asks her if she needs a ride. She says yes, gets in the car, and he drives her home to this place where she says to, and watches her go up into the house, and he turns around and leaves. Well, halfway home, he realizes that she forgot her sweater in the shirt in the car with him. So he goes back to the place that next day and walks up to the door and is like, knocks on the door, and the lady answers the door, and she's like, hey, your daughter was hitchhiking last night and I gave her a ride home. I gave her this, and she left her sweater in my car. And they start crying, of course, naturally, because, you've just said something very wrong. And he's like, what the hell's the problem? She's like, our daughter died 5 years ago wearing that sweater. Ah, fuck me. You're like, are you serious? I'd be like, get that fucking shirt out of my hand, please. Or it was like a prom dress or something like that. Something like that. Well, that was the prom dress.
Yeah, because she takes the prom dress off.
Well, it was prom. Anyway, well, that's where the second rendition comes in. It's the prom dress. She's walking home from prom for some stupid reason. She's wearing the dress. The guy picks her up. He looks at her. She's cold. He gives her his jacket. And she runs off with it, goes back to the house, of course, naturally, says, hey, she took my jacket. I'd like my jacket back. And they're like, well, she's dead. And it's like, fuck, out of shits and giggles. He goes up to the cemetery, and his jacket is on the gravestone. See, even I got little chills from that. I'm not gonna lie on that one. Even I got a little chills because, and there's a whole bunch of always graveyard stories because death follows all scary stories no matter what. There's always some death involved.
Before we get too far from hitchhikers and scary stories,
yep.
That brings me to the other time that I got pulled over by the cops, well, not without a license.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in your truck.
Yeah, thanks.
And I saw the hitchhiker on the side, or the old dude laying on the side of the road, and I was like, I pulled over to see if he was dead. And now, do you remember what you always told me if I got pulled over driving your truck with no license?
Yeah, I told you.
You're gonna report it stolen.
I'm gonna report it stolen.
Yeah. Thank you for not doing that.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I pull off to the side of the road. I get out of the truck to see if this guy's dead. He gets up. He's like just this homeless drunk. And it was down on Garfield on the way like towards the deck. And so I'm like, all right, dude, just want to make sure you're alive. Good luck with all this that you're in right here.
Right now.
And he's like, no, I'm in town for a convention and I'm staying at the hotel right over here. Give me a ride, man. And I'm like, no, dude, I can't.
This isn't my truck.
I don't know how, but he ends up in the back of Al's truck. And this was not like a pickup truck. This was an S10 Blazer. So I had to move the seat forward to let him into the back. I don't know why I did it. I don't know how it happened. But so he's in the truck.
Blacked out.
He was drunk.
My now wife is sitting in the passenger seat looking at me like I've lost my fucking mind because I did.
Your marbles are gone.
And so I look at her. I'm like, he's going to the hotel, I guess. And I throw it in gear, and I move 20 feet, and a squad rolls in behind me. So I put the truck in park. I roll down the window. My wife's looking at, girlfriend at the time's looking at me. She's like, you're going to fucking jail. Motherfucker. Nice guys do finish last.
Oh,
Goddamn.
absolutely.
Cop comes up. So, you know why I pulled you over? I got no fucking clue.
No idea.
I moved 20 feet. She's like, you know that guy? I'm like, yeah, he's my uncle. Really? No, I have no idea how I got in this truck.
No idea.
Please get him out of the truck.
Get him out of
this
truck.
guy's homeless. I was trying to help. I wanted to make sure he wasn't dead. I don't know what's going on here. So the cop's like, get out of the truck. I get out of the truck. The cop's like, you go stand over there.
I wonder if it was like a setup or something.
I don't know.
They were seeing if anybody would come by and
maybe
rob a homeless man or something.
But like, so I get out of the truck and I'm standing there and they're convincing this old guy to get out of the back of Al's truck. They're like, no, you need to get out now. And finally the guy leaves and they're like, you can just go. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
All right,
I'm out.
Yeah, so I take off. I drop the wife off, the girlfriend off where she was working because I was just bringing her back. We'd gone out to lunch. She had to get back to work, so I drop her off. And I go back over to Al's house to give him his truck back. And I'm like, hey, Al, you're not going to believe this, but I got pulled over. And he's like, do I need to call my insurance? Like, no, man, you don't need to report it stolen. I got let go. How the fuck did you manage that? I was like, and I laid out the whole story to him, and he looks at me and he says, you're full of shit.
You picked up a homeless guy?
I thought he was dead. He was laying on the side of the road. He talked his way into the truck.
He blacked out. He just opened the
It
truck
was
and
just-
let him crawl in.
The dude's like a magician or something. I don't know what the fuck. But anyway, so I'm telling Al this story.
So, all right, no, before we continue on, so we've got a homeless, possibly dead man.
Well, I mean, Mostly dead, I guess.
Mostly dead.
Highly drunk.
Highly drunk.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that says sketch all
Well,
over it.
I saw a dude laying on the side of the road. I pulled over to make sure he's okay.
It's good to be, don't get me wrong.
No, you still don't stop because then they suspect you
I'm not.
of murder. You're better off just to keep going because then you're not involved at all.
I didn't expect that from you. I didn't expect that from either of these guys, but not from you.
You gotta just, like, first you gotta assess the situation.
I did, yeah.
If he's dead, throw a brick at him.
To make sure.
Poke him with a stick.
Poke him with
I
a
didn't
stick.
even. I
You
didn't
got
even
a
get to that
stick.
point. I walked up. I was like, "Hey, man, you dead?" And he sat up. It's like, okay, you're not dead.
And I would have left.
Bye.
So he talked himself into your truck?
Yeah.
No,
in
my
his
truck.
Your truck. Well,
I wasn't even there.
I still didn't have a
Potatoes.
license. It was bad. But yeah, so I lay out the whole story to Al afterwards, and he's like, "You are so full of shit right now." And I said, "No, man, I got proof." He says, "What do you mean? Where the fuck in the 2000s would I get an Apollo 13 promo hat right now other than a homeless bum?" He left it in the truck.
Left it in the
Here you
truck.
go, man.
Gave me the fucking shitty hat. Fuck that shit. I threw it out.
That was
all right.
fucked up.
Normally, this is like a comedy thing that you.
I
have
was
going
scared
on.
shitless.
No,
Pulled over without a license?
That is like the beginning to a series of murders.
Yeah.
Involving my truck.
Involving your truck. It's like Christine with the homeless guy.
I know, right? Are you kidding me? My truck, that fucking S10 Blazer has almost got me arrested 3 times.
That truck
I
took
wasn't
another
even
car
there.
at 50 and just shrugged it off.
Shrugged it off.
That was amazing. The dude came sliding down Masaba. He left 30 feet of skid marks trying to stop. Wedged underneath it, rolled back. Al's fucking radio fell into his knee. We all got out.
Our friend Luann is now in my lap
Yeah.
because she flipped over the seat. Nobody's wearing seatbelt at this time.
Aw,
Yeah,
man.
coming right over
we
the
all
seat,
got
like,
out.
oh, no, you know?
And by the time we made it to this other guy's car, he was getting his ass handed to him by the girlfriend because it was her car and he was driving. She's just laying into him. It was great. And then I'm trying to call the cops. I'm like, yeah, we got an accident. You need to send a squad. Because the traffic was so backed up because the highway was down to 1 lane for construction. So
bear in mind, this is probably 20 years
yeah,
ago.
Duluth City tells me, "Oh, you're on the highway. You're on the on-ramp. That's highway patrol." Or state sends me to state. State says, "No, you're on the ramp. You're not on the highway." Sends me to Duluth. Duluth says, "No, you're on the highway." I said, "I don't care where the fuck I am. Send a goddamn squad or this will get worse. We are over the rise of this hill. You can't see it until you come over it."
We're gonna
Yeah,
die, you know. No, the that was pretty funny. I will admit, we just drove away.
The look on your the look on their faces. We drove away when that car was fucking dead.
Oh fuck! It was.
Oh, my
leaking
God.
Everything kind
Yeah.
of fluid you can think of. was
The
on
hood
ground.
was like bent in half.
Oh yeah.
It just slid up. It was like an Intrepid or something.
It was an Intrepid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Slid
screams
right
disaster.
under,
Yep,
right
slid
under
right
the bumper.
under. Boom!
His
smash.
bumper moved up 4 inches, and the radio fell out of the,
The radio
dash.
fell out of the
But the
dash.
radio wasn't in with a kit, so we knew that would happen if anything like this happened.
You
So
round a-
nothing happened
You
to the
round
truck.
a corner sharp enough, the radio would fall out.
Yeah, he says to the cops, "Hey man, I was on my way to work. I gotta get going. Is it okay if I take off? We've already done the information, and you got your report." Cops like, "Yeah, if it runs, you can take off." No shit. We get in the truck. He starts it right up. We just fucking take off.
Took off.
No problems.
No questions
Nothing
asked.
happened.
Nope, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
That guy
Okay.
was even more pissed.
Yeah, exactly right. No, he was for sure. And then I found out later on I know who he is. So
Oh shit.
yeah,
Did you?
yeah. Wah, wah. Sucks to be you. Anyway, so a couple more of those weird, scary stories. They always
Well, I got a true scary story if you're
Okay.
just going to go through that
yeah.
stuff.
Go ahead. No, go right ahead.
I got, all right, so junior high? It was after...
Well, that's fucking scary in and of itself.
well, yeah. It was,
It was
after
okay for
Independence
me.
Day came out. Because I was
Yeah,
watching
it's a good
Independence Day.
movie.
Yeah. So I'm watching it, and this is before DVD. This is pre-disc time.
So VHS.
Yeah, so I'm watching it, and it's like, you know that dusk when it's just everything's starting to darken up.
Magic
Yeah.
hour.
Like you can barely see down the block, but
That's
you
when-
can still kind of see.
That's called magic hour, and that's when the dragons can't get you.
We'll put a pin in that for now.
Fuck that. Rain of Fire.
Thank you.
So anyway,
Pin in that.
so I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of bundled up on the couch watching this movie. My parents are off at the bar, as they do, being in Wisconsin, and storm rolls in. And I'm like, whatever, it's fucking middle school. It's a storm. Big fucking deal. Starts just pouring out. Lightning. Everything. Power's flickering. Power keeps shutting off. Right? And with VHS, it doesn't really matter. You just turn the TV on, hit play again.
Yeah.
Right? It keeps happening so much. It's pissing me off. And I'm looking outside, and I realize every time there's a lightning flash, the whole house is fucking green.
You seen green lightning?
It was the freakiest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Green lightning is one of the strangest motherfucking things
Yeah.
in the world.
Especially at that time of day
I
when
have
it's still light out.
I have been witness to green lightning.
Holy shit, man.
I'm going to go, nope.
It
was-
green lightning is kind of like, you know, the Pirates of the Caribbean, the green flash or the green flare or whatever the hell they call it.
Fucked
It's
up.
like the same thing, basically.
And the worst part is every time the TV comes on, it's fucking aliens.
Yeah.
God damn it. No.
You know, I know. Don't be shooting that green shit at me, you know?
That's it. I'm going to get sucked out the
Yeah.
window.
There we go. No,
Apparently my scary stories have to do with cops or aliens.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Maybe
Aliens,
cops
man.
are.
Nah. Like, that's like Bigfoot and vampires
That's
and
not
werewolves.
scary.
That's
Well, I mean,
not
not real aliens, but in your head thinking
Well,
this is
right.
fucked up.
Yeah, I agree. Like 100 years ago, yeah, it was werewolves and it was vampires. Those were the scary things 'cause they didn't know anything about them because the world was still scary.
Well,
now it's we know everything about the world pretty much.
in a matter of speaking.
We don't know shit about what else is going on
No,
out there.
exactly.
And
Well, it's-
aliens are that they're our vampire. They're our werewolf, and that's why they're so
Yep.
fucking terrifying.
Exactly. Well, here's the other fun one. Like, I always call it the Tom Sawyer age. You know, like that specific time. You know, I don't really know when the hell that was. 1800s.
A little bit. I thought you were going for like that age in your life.
No, like the time frame is what
Okay.
I'm going for. I
Yeah.
don't know, 1800s or something like that.
Yeah.
There was always these superstitions and weird things like that. Like if you
Fences that
stood
needed
over
whitewashing.
fences that needed whitewashing and
Fucking
shit.
know why.
Fucking way. Anyway, there's always the one where they're like, yeah, if you stab a knife into a fresh grave, it'll kill you. And I never understood that whole fucking thing. You know why it would actually kill
Yeah.
you.
Do you know what he's talking about?
I
You got-
think
you
he's
got-
masturbating right now, so I don't
Ah,
know.
damn it, he's in the way of the door.
Anyway,
He is.
Pinch it off, Heisman,
Right.
let's go.
let's go. All right, hand check.
Nope.
Oh, the wife is dirty.
I
Well.
love this. This is great. Anyway, so there's a story about like this. They convince this girl to go, hey, if you stab a knife into that, be careful. It's going to kill you. And then she's all like, bullshit, whatever. And
And Uncle Dan was down the road like, soon.
anyway, so they find a graveyard and there's a fresh grave naturally. So she walks out there and she kneels down and she stabs a knife into the grave. And as she starts to walk away, something grabs her. She has no clue what it is. So she's trying to fight her way out. And nothing. She can't get her way out. So her friends hear it and they come running to her aid to try to help her out because she thinks she's getting grabbed by a freshly dug grave. And they get over to her and she's dead. All right.
Fuck.
Yep, completely dead. She had accidentally stabbed the knife through her dress, and when she tried to get up, she thought it was then she
got
died
scared
of
to
fright. This is
Have
like
you
this
seen
is like
the
one of those
shit-
urban legend things, Like that's like motherfucker, are you serious?
Have you seen the shit they used to do for like either grave robbing or like the whole "I'm not dead" bells?
Yeah, do you know the whole?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
here's the fun
Fuck.
one. Like
Yeah, this
working
was
the
neat.
graveyard shift. They call that because they would always have somebody sitting there at the graveyard after midnight, so you would be after midnight to the next day to make sure you were dead.
Yeah.
The whole thing, Saved by the Bell. They used to ring a bell.
Yeah, the string.
A string
Yeah.
down to the coffin in case you weren't really dead, like you took
Yeah.
too much opium and you ding 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 ding, come get me, fuckers.
Yeah.
Weird
no.
shit like that, right?
No, you
Scariest
Man,
thing is
buried
being
alive.
buried alive. Fuck yeah. No.
See,
you want
I
scary
got-
cemetery shit though. You go down to Louisiana where they can't bury them.
Yeah, where they can't bury them.
Fucked.
Yeah, you want to talk fucked up? Yeah,
What?
It's underwater,
Oh,
so they don't bury dead
they're in crypts.
in like New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah, the whole cemetery is all just
All
above
above
ground.
ground. They're in big
They
concrete
do
crypts.
tours.
that
at
is a
night.
really good way to nope the fuck
Shit your
out of
pants?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm constipated. I'm gonna go on that cemetery tour right now.
Oh, I bet the Halloween down there was so
fuck
fucking cool. though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Hell
brutal
yeah.
on kids, gotta be. But hey, fuck them,
Are you going as a priest for
You
Halloween?
need that van still, don't you?
No, I got a van.
All right.
I had a hoopty van. It did not say free candy.
Did you?
I did.
When?
When I first started working at O'Reilly's 15 years ago, I had a Plymouth Voyager for about 6 months. There was a fucking hoopty.
Yep.
Huh.
Right before I got the big truck. Right before I got the big maroon Blazer.
Before the one that hit a tree.
No, that was yes. Yeah, she did. She backed into a tree.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was funny
That was
as
another
fuck.
camping story.
Tree, bam!
Oh my God.
His wife goes to go get some blueberries for some pancakes. She's like, I saw some blueberry bushes up the road. I'm just gonna get in the truck. And we're like, yeah, okay. I'm laying there. We're on like a little bit of an incline. I'm laying at the tent. That's like in front of his truck. So she's backing up, and I'm looking at his truck, and he had just gotten it. And I'm like, man, that's a good looking truck. And she backs right into a tree. Hard enough, she was going fast enough that the truck rose up. And in my head, I swear to God, this is the thought that I had was, damn, it even looks good from the bottom.
That's clean pickup.
And then I was like, what? Fuck!
Yeah, stalled it dead.
She gets out. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Once again, his truck gets hit in the ass and nothing happens to it. Yeah. It was just a U-shaped dent in the bumper.
Nothing else. And you know what the worst thing I said to her? She thought I was going to be so pissed because literally the truck wasn't having me payment on the truck yet. The worst thing I said is, can you stop crying? You're getting snot on my jacket.
Yeah. That did not help his case.
It's the only thing I could think.
Jackets.
I'm like, you're getting snot all over my jacket. Can you stop crying? You know, I'm like, don't worry about it. I work at a parts store. I can get this shit.
Yeah.
You never did fix that.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I got a bumper for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
My old boss Rodney got me for it.
What else do we got for scary stories that are truish? Or true.
Or true.
Well, I suppose we got or true.
Well, there's always a little bit of truth behind all this shit. So, okay, giggle, share with the rest of the class.
All right. So, childhood again. You know, teen years, rebellious years, got grounded, and this was like when cell phones were first coming out.
Right.
Didn't have caller ID. Just had a house phone. My stepdad bought one of them StarTAC phones.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the world's smallest phone. This is amazing. We're like, we don't want to call you when you're not here. Why do you need this? Sorry, Eric.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I snuck out. They were out drinking for the Packer game. So I was like, fuck, I got a good 6 hours. I come back in the house. I'm sitting there for about 5 minutes. The phone rings. Pick up the phone. It's my stepdad. He's like, what'd you do wrong? The fuck are you talking about, Eric? He says, where were you? I'm at the house. What? You're calling me on the phone. You know I'm at the house. He says, yeah, I know. He says, but where were you? What are you talking about? I've been here the whole time. He's like, I'm upstairs. I almost had a heart attack.
Oh my God.
Medic! Yeah.
Oh, it's a cruel joke
It's
to play, but
fucking
that's
evil.
funny.
Oh, man.
Kids these days won't have that, though,
parents.
because they know cell phones.
You know,
like, it's not a new thing.
Like,
No.
you know, it's scary. Like, I think I look back and I think, yeah, I was probably scared shitless when this happened. I was okay, all right, I'm not gonna lie. I was sneaking back in. All right, so I was sneaking back in and Mom caught me.
Humming night moves?
No, actually, no. This is way before that. After that.
Way before after.
Way
All right.
before
As
after.
long as you're sure.
So I'm coming back in the house and I'm sneaking through the window, of course, naturally, because God forbid I just come through the front door. So
Were you high?
wouldn't even have known.
Generally, when you're high, you make really dumb decisions.
no, actually, I was straight
and
sober.
you're sneaking
again.
through the
No,
window
I
that's
was-
right next to the front door.
No, I was actually
Hey,
sneaking
man,
into
that's
my
not
bedroom.
funny. That's how I got into the house when I forgot my key.
Yeah, so actually, I was mildly drunk at the time.
A little bit.
And I got into the house, and literally I had 1 foot on the top of my filing cabinet, and my foot hit the floor, and the light switched on behind
Oh,
me.
motherfucker.
And I'm like,
Yeah, that's instant heart
just
attack.
instant heart attack, and I'm like, think, Heisman, think.
Fuck.
And I can hear her breathing. She's that pissed. That's all she can do is breathe. And I'm like, I'm going to die. She's going to stab me in the back. I'm like, she's going to cut my kidneys out. I'm like, I'm going to fucking die. And literally, the only thing, would you rather have me sneaking in or sneaking out? And she just goes, fuck. And shuts the light off.
And in your head, the scoreboard lights up. Point Allen.
And then it got really bad. And then overtime kicked in, and she wrecked my ass the next day. I'm not going to lie to you. About 6 a.m. Bear in mind, August heat around here when it used to be really good August heat. We have about
90
7.
plus.
We have about 7 open acres of lawn out of my mom's place, and I had to push mow that motherfucker the next day.
And you were far enough out that the lake doesn't really cool it out
No,
there.
it doesn't. And she's like, all right, get up, get time to mow the lawn. I'm like, it's like 7 o'clock. She's like, yep, and it's just going to get hotter.
Why?
you.
I should have just stayed out.
Should have just
you
stayed
can
out.
Either
Should have just came back out through the window.
mow the lawn in a hangover, or you can die of humidity and heat later on. There's
Either
no
way,
good-
no, that was not ending well.
What
in
would
either
have
way.
been hilarious is if the light switch went on and all you were like, you just said nope and left, back out the window.
Back out the window. I was already had the screen back in. I had the screen back in. I just locked
Oh,
it. I
she
just
waited
stepped
till the
out.
perfect
She
time.
waited till I was back in the house before she did anything.
That is the beginning to a good
Fuck.
urban legend.
Oh, yeah.
Child dies by mom.
Oh, and the mower's haunted for the rest of the time. It's mowing itself on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wiggling it away. The
She
lines
hears
weren't
something.
straight going
She
down
hears
the
something
road.
in his room, and she opens the door, and it's the mower half in the window. You just hear the little like pull start, and it backs out.
Exactly right. No, it's yeah, I got another. Actually, I just thought of something
Call
really
Stephen
funny.
King. We got a good one here.
Yeah, no shit.
Like
That's it.
Carrie, but with a mower
But with a mower.
and an annoyed drunk kid.
So, I know, right? You okay over there, dude?
Fucking lawnmower. It's just so dumb. It's funny.
I know.
Lawnmower.
You know who would star in it too? Probably it'd be like Pauly Shore or something.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that shit. So, Tommy Schnepper.
Oh,
Remember
Schnepper.
Schnepper. Any story that
I got a
involves
story with him on here.
any story that involves Schnepper usually is pretty good. All right,
Oh
so
shit, that reminds me of another one actually.
yeah, so we're coming back from this lake that we used to go fishing at and swimming. It's a really nice place. And we're driving this 86 fucking Fox Body Mustang thing. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was a goddamn phone booth on wheels. And after we got done chasing deer in the gravel pit with the car,
Rural Wisconsin,
rural
people.
Wisconsin. We got to remember where we're at. We're in the middle of fuck nowhere up here. We're chasing deer through the gravel pit. We make it about halfway up this big hill, and we didn't make it, so he turned and went down the hill. We come back out, and all of a sudden he stops, and I'm like, we're on this dirt road in the middle of fucking nowhere. I didn't really know where we were. I'm like,
Holy
okay,
shit, you were lost in the county?
yeah. I was like,
He was in the middle of fucking
look,
nowhere.
I was packing a bowl, and he was turning
Oh, okay.
corners, and
All
I was
right.
not paying attention to where the fuck we were.
Once
all right?
again, it comes back to a certain weed.
A certain
All right.
kind. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding on that one. Anyway, I wasn't 100% sure where we were. I kind of knew where I was. I was in between Lake Nebagaman and Brule, and that pretty much
Oh,
narrows it
fuck.
down.
There's
to where
all
we
kinds
were.
of weird shit over there.
Yeah. So I know, right? So
It's like the hills have eyes.
oh,
but
you're
the
not fucking
cornfields
killing.
have
So
eyes.
we're hotboxing cigarettes. Okay, so he pulls over
Cigarettes.
Here. Okay,
Finger quotes, people.
No, I didn't finger quote that one.
I did.
So I know you did, you fucker. So he pulls over to the side of this dirt road, and he's like, I don't know, something's wrong with the car. And I'm like, no shit, we just went chasing through a gravel pit. No fuck. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, the fuck are we gonna do? What the fuck are we gonna do? And comes back in. We're gonna have to walk. Like, what the fuck do you mean we're gonna have to walk? I get out and look at it. The fucking tire is laying on the side of the road. Okay,
fucking ball
ball
joint
joint snapped on
Oh,
it. Finally
Jesus
let loose
Christ.
on it. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. And he's like, we gotta walk. Now, Baron, we're probably 10 miles down a dirt road in the middle of fucking nowhere. So we finally make it out. About 3 hours later, we make it out onto a paved road. I don't even know where the fuck we are. And I'm like, well, which way is closer? And he's like,
Yep.
let's just go this way. I'm like,
Oh, fuck.
it's getting dark. The whole time we're walking
We
through the
gonna
woods.
die.
Yeah, we're gonna die. The whole time we're walking, it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker. And, naturally, the songs start going through your head to try to keep your mind free.
Yeah.
And the ants go marching one by one is through my fucking head about 1,000,000 times by the time we get out there, okay? So we finally walk off. 3 cars pass us by. Won't even stop to pick us up.
I mean,
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I
like,
learned that lesson.
Yeah,
with the homeless guy.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing, though. We were kids.
You're moving, you're
we
fine.
We were
Fuck
young
that.
kids, all right? We were young. And there's no houses out here.
You were young.
No
you were
fucking no,
driving.
so-
You weren't that young.
Well, he was driving.
He's our age.
Yeah, but you guys had your license a lot earlier than I did.
Don't look at me.
Okay, you did.
I didn't have my
but-
license till I was like 21.
You're right. So, okay, so I'm not the only one. Anyway, so we get on
I
the
was
road.
driving your car without a license.
It's true.
Why are you giving me shit?
Very true again. So we finally get this lady to stop, or this car to stop. We don't know who the fuck it is. I'm like, great, here we go. We're going to die. This is the 3rd time I've said, I can see it now, the newspapers, kids mauled by animals on dirt road. And we got into this car, and I'm like, can you just take us to Brule or something so we can get a ride home? And the lady's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So what happened? Oh, the car broke. Oh, well, that's always good. I figured there's not too many freaky people out here, so it's okay to pick you guys up. And I'm like, and I can read the papers now. 2 kids mauled by psycho lady.
That means she's the freaky
She has a
one.
She's the
machete
freaky
under the
one.
seat. Dive, duck and roll, motherfucker.
She's the one
No
who's
way,
the
man.
crazy one who picked us up. And literally, I turn back, I look at Tom, and Tom looks at me and goes,
Tom.
tinfoil hat. And I'm like, oh God, we're going to die.
Now, Tom and some of the people he hangs out with,
Yeah.
not me,
Not you anymore, no.
they have a history of bad life decisions. Now, I would like to point out that when we were playing, like, flashlight tag and Honko, don't know how that got named that, we would put him in a trash can. And we would jokingly yell out Schnepper in a can as we ran away.
Is this a game that you play with him?
Well,
It's called a Schnepper in a can?
No. It's tag at night. You know, the one person's it, and you're running around in a dark block. His idea was, hey, you guys lift me up and put me in the trash can. The trash came today. There's no garbage in there.
Yeah.
I can hide in there. He'll never find me.
Yeah.
It didn't help because we were laughing so hard and yelling Schnepper in a can. He was like the first that got caught. And then he was even more pissed because he's like, I smell like shit and I lost right away. But
That's
so they're out, they wanted to go out camping on Hog Island out in the bay.
Yep.
And it's middle of winter. And the first thing that pissed me off that day was their idea of how do we know the ice is good was send the fat kid across first. So that's my
buddy.
scary part
Taking
of that
one for the
part of
team.
it. So I'm walking across the ice,
Wait, Ben-
swearing at them the whole way.
Bear in mind, Bentley doesn't swim well.
Yeah, no,
oh, that's good. Excellent.
it was
Yeah,
not
fuck
smart.
that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So I make it to the island, and I'm like, all right, you fuckers, come on. So they come out there, set up their camping stuff, and me and my buddy Steve are out there. Steve's not camping. Neither one of us is camping.
Was
with
this
him.
evil Steve? Or was this regular Steve?
The bonfire could be seen from Steve's house. And you know where Steve lived. He
Yeah,
lived
he
where
lived
over
where I live.
No, he lived over by where Seth and Danielle and them.
Oh, yeah.
He lived on that block, two houses
Holy
in.
shit.
So he like 6 blocks away with a fire hall in between his house and the island. We could see the bonfire.
Oh, yeah.
That's Steve's proudest moment, one of them. But anyway, so we're standing out there on this
Shaky's
island, and we're like,
too.
so you guys are going to camp out here? And they're like, yeah. Well, you know, there's deer rolling through. It's the middle of winter.
bring
There's
a
bear
tent?
wander. You know, there's big animals wandering around. What are you going to do if like a wolf comes up that's looking for all these deer that wander through this
Yeah.
area now? And they're like, oh, we got that figured out. And we're like, oh yeah, what are you going to do? And the fire's crackling pretty good. And they're like, well, we brought this box of 22 shells. And I look at Steve, and Steve looks at me, and we have this unspoken thing like,
Yep.
we need to get out of here before we get shot in the ass.
Because that's what's going to fucking happen.
And then we look back and we're like, 22 shells, you say? And they're like, yeah, we're just going to take them, we're going to toss them in the fire. They go off like firecrackers. And we're like, bye.
yeah.
That's the fastest I have ever crossed ice in my life.
Yeah. What, you never done that before?
It's fucking
We
retarded.
used to do it with shotgun primers. You know the primers and the shotgun
Primer
shells?
is one thing, the whole fucking bullet.
I know, right? Well, you never did that before? Fucking,
No.
What the hell is wrong
It's
with
just
you
a
city
noisemaker
folk?
at that point.
He's
if
city
it's just
folk,
a primer.
man.
Well, no, primer's one thing, sure.
But yeah, they
Bullet.
were just like, oh, we'll just toss this in.
If you know
So
which
they-
way it's pointing, you're fine.
When they're telling us, they didn't though. They just tossed it. Me and Steve
All right.
dove behind trees. We hear this bing, and we're like, "Fuck it, we're out."
We're gone, bitches.
Somebody gonna take a bullet
Oh,
in the ass.
Jesus
Oh, I
Christ.
hear you.
But yeah, Steve was so proud of that fire.
Oh,
You
I
could
know.
see that thing from fucking space,
Oh,
probably.
Space.
I have one more story to end this.
All
Yeah.
right.
Ouija boards.
Ooh.
Oh.
When you're a
Lord.
kid.
Yeah.
And it was me, my sister at the time, and my brother. And I had broken my leg.
Of course.
So I had crutches.
So you couldn't run away.
Exactly.
Why would you
Sacrificial.
plan this for then?
Lever!
Fucking
So
lever.
we were in the bedroom. All the lights are
Take a
off.
crutch and run like hell.
And I had set my crutches up over
Of course,
Out of
across
reach.
the room.
Of course, out of reach.
out of reach.
Safety,
and we're
right?
on the other side of the room. And we're,
Jesus.
you know, messing with the Ouija board and whatnot. And I kid you not, that fucking crutch flew across the bedroom and hit us.
Nice.
That was it. The
Nice.
lights went on, the Ouija board got burnt in the fire the next day.
Getting some sage out there. You
And
know?
my mom, why would you bring a Ouija board into the house?
Because it's funny.
Why not?
I never had that argument.
You gotta be scared sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
you
good
Then
for a
somebody's
child.
like, well, you can't burn a Ouija board because, you know.
It kills. It doesn't kill the soul.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to
I'll burn
mush it
it
up
out.
in water and flush
Yeah,
it or
that
throw it
was the
away.
end.
I can
Bad.
burn whatever the hell I want. I ever tell you
When
guys?
you're a kid and
Yeah.
that fucking crutch comes flying out, that was the end of that.
Oh, yeah, that's
Holy
nope,
fuck.
done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ever tell you about the time that I pissed off the sister-in-law when she wanted to watch a scary movie?
Nope.
Oh, God. So Blair Witch comes out. She wanted to watch it.
Fucking Blair Witch.
But she wouldn't watch it. So, like, years later, she says to my wife, can we watch it? And I was at work, and they're like, yeah, we'll watch it. So I knew this was going on. So I pull up to the house, park in the visitor lot, come around the back of the house, and we have these really thick metal screens. So I'm kind of peeking through, and, there's fucking shaky cam shit going on. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, scratch. And I hear, did you hear that? So I go over to the other one. Scratch. That's just somebody fucking around, right? Scratch. Oh, my God!
Good on you.
Oh,
Good? Yes.
it was worth it.
It's
Totally
worth
worth it.
scaring
Worth everything.
other people.
Worth it.
I regret nothing.
Regret nothing. I'm content with myself.
Of course, this has been another production of a Topic a Month podcast, where you can find only the best and bad insults, horrible comedy, and weird topics. If you want more, and of course you obviously do, you can and should find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at A Topic a Month Podcast. Email us some spooky things at atopicamonth@gmail.com. Woo! If you really, really, really want to support the show to help offset the cost of equipment and get us some mental health assessments, you can find Patreon and buy a sticker or not, whatever.
Mental health stuff is Al's department.
It is. But if you do, that would be awesome. Thanks, and have a good night.